The chapel smelled like old flowers and wet stone when my phone vibrated in my pocket. Not loud, not urgent, just enough to remind me that nothing stays buried. I didn't look at it. I was standing between two coffins, oak, polished, final, listening to the priest say words I'd already forgotten. My parents lay there, reduced to silence, to objects people walked past and whispered about. I felt hollow, useless, like an empty room. My wife stood beside me, black dress, dry eyes. She leaned closer, not touching me, and whispered as if we were sharing a secret meant only for us. "It's over." I nodded. Reflex. My body still worked even if my mind didn't. Then she added, calmly, clinically, as if she were commenting on the weather, "You're broke. Your parents left you nothing. Good luck. You're definitely going to need it." Her eyes didn't flicker. No shame, no hesitation, just truth, or what she believed was truth. The phone vibrated again. This time, I looked. A message preview. Unknown number. "She's been lying to you for years." I slipped the phone back into my pocket. The coffins didn't move. My wife didn't move, but something inside me sat up and started counting exits. She left before the burial ended, didn't ask how I was getting home, didn't ask anything at all. Her heels clicked away down the aisle like punctuation at the end of a sentence she'd been rehearsing for months. I stayed. Afterward, people hugged me, told me I was strong, told me they couldn't imagine the pain. They were wrong. Pain requires feeling. I was beyond that. That night, alone in the house that was suddenly too big, I opened my phone. More messages followed. Screenshots, dates, locations, hotel receipts, conversations trimmed of affection but thick with familiarity. A man's name I'd never heard, yet somehow recognized. The timeline overlapped my life with surgical precision. Late meetings, business trips, headaches that required space. I replayed moments in my head, her absences, her impatience, the way she'd stopped asking about my parents long before they died. This wasn't impulsive cruelty at the funeral, it was efficiency. She had already moved on, already calculated the outcome. I was an expense she no longer needed. I slept for 2 hours, woke up calm. That scared me more than anger ever could. I didn't confront her. I did what I've always done best. I observed. I requested phone records under the shared plan she forgot to cancel. I checked cloud backups she assumed were private. I followed money trails, small ones, careless ones, gifts purchased with joint accounts, transfers masked as work reimbursements. I watched her from a distance when she came back to pack. She hummed while folding clothes. No guilt, no fear. At night, I drove past the office where she claimed she stayed late. Her car wasn't there. It was parked somewhere quieter, somewhere with tinted windows and no questions. I met the man. Not intentionally. He was exactly what I expected. Confident, careless, wearing success like a costume he thought fit him naturally. Married, of course. 2 kids, a public image that would not survive daylight. I didn't threaten him. I didn't speak to him. I collected. Documents, messages, audio, proof stacked so neatly it felt like architecture. All the while, my wife moved forward with her new life, assuming I was mourning, assuming grief had made me small. She never noticed how still I was. Stillness is preparation. The envelope arrived 3 days later. My parents' lawyer. I opened it alone at the kitchen table. They hadn't left me nothing. They had left me everything. The house, the accounts, the company I'd helped them build quietly, strategically, while my wife dismissed it as your little consulting thing. She had believed the version of me that benefited her narrative. I called her. She arrived confident, distant. I slid the documents across the table, slowly. She read them once, then again. Her breath caught. Her hands trembled. You said... I said nothing, I replied. That was the moment she understood. The mistake wasn't leaving me, it was underestimating me. I handed her a second folder. This one was heavier. Her face drained as she flipped through it. Screenshots, dates, names, her lover's name, his wife's name, his children's school. She started crying, loud, messy. "I can explain." "I know," I said. "That's why I don't need to hear it." I told her the accounts were frozen, that the house was no longer hers, that her lover's wife already had copies of everything. I didn't raise my voice, I didn't insult her, I simply removed her future. She begged. I stood up. "Good luck," I said. "You're definitely going to need it." After she left, I sat alone again. The house felt different now, quieter, honest. I visited my parents' graves the next morning, told them nothing. They didn't need updates. Some people think revenge is loud. They're wrong. It's precise. It's knowing you were never powerless, only patient. I walked away lighter, not because I won, but because I no longer cared if she survived the fall. I already had.